I'm Julia. I'm a tech recruiter here at thredUP.com, which is the world's largest online secondhand clothing marketplace for women and children. And I'm here today with Syed, who is our Director of Engineering. And Syed, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I started at thredUP back in 2012. Back then we had one single engineering team called the engineering team. Quickly transitioned over to ops engineering, where we were building a lot of cool tool sets to automate our distribution processes and DC processes and flows. Along that, did a bunch of back-end development, front-end development, infrastructure, machine learning, which has led me to what I'm doing right now, which is a couple of areas focusing on notifications, supply, search, and pricing.
All right, awesome. So you've been here for quite some time. Tell me a little bit about your progression kind of through different departments and kind of throughout your time here.
Totally, and that's actually one of the quite amazing places at thredUP is there's endless amounts of areas that you can explore and contribute towards.
Yep.
So initially, when I joined, thredUP was moving from a kids business to expanding into women's clothing. And that led to focusing a much bigger effort towards our operations automation. And so a lot of what I was building is user experiences and different applications that would automate that flow. Eventually we realized as our systems are scaling, how do we compartmentalize and divide our monolithic application into different microservices? And that required a lot of tooling on the infrastructure side, so I contributed a lot towards that. As we started to scale, realized that hammer approaches in certain cases don't work, so that started a couple of different areas where data sciencey, machine learning, algorithms or problems started popping up, so I spent a whole bunch of time working on that, and that's taken me kind of to what we're working on right now.
Got it, awesome. So lots of different areas, lots of different ways for you to kind of focus and impact the business, which
Absolutely,
I think is great. So tell me a little bit about kind of what keeps you engaged right now. You know, you've been with thredUP for quite a number of years at this point. So what is it about, you know, the technologies that we use or the problems that you're solving that still keeps you coming back for more?
I think I would generally answer that in two ways. The first one would be there's an endless amount of cool stuff to do. So there's never been a day I've come to thredUP where I'm like, oh, what do I do next? Because there's lots of fun problems to solve.
Right.
And what's amazing is you're able to marry customer impact with just really novel technical solutions. Because what we're doing at thredUP is pretty unique, trying to sell a huge assortment of brands and clothing, which is non-traditional in terms of it's not a television with 10,000 quantity. Every individual garment's unique and every individual customer's needs are unique. So that's really fun for me. I think the second area which has kept me really engaged is just the team here. It's a really smart group of people who are extremely collaborative. So as the company's grown into what it is now, it's still amazing that you can go and talk to the CTO and tell him, hey, let's whiteboard this problem out for a bit. And if you're struggling with something or if you have a new idea or you're kind of stuck, there's like hundreds of people who are there to jump on and help you.
Right.
So the collaborative aspect is also very exciting, and it's amazing that we've been able to not just maintain it, but actually make it better and better as the company's grown.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's a really important aspect when you're working on a team, to be able to collaborate, especially even across like people with different skills and different departments, because at the end of the day, we're trying to make the best product for the customer.
Totally, and that's actually gone to now different time zones, because we have a team that's everywhere in the world, basically.
Yes, distributed all over the place. And then tell me a little bit about what you're working on now and kind of what are some of the more exciting projects that you have coming up.
Yeah, I think one of the things that has a lot of focus for me and a lot of other people in the team is pricing. And what we're trying to do over there is work towards iteration and experimentation on just creating a great value for our customers for different products they see.
Right.
And that's one of the areas we realized we also require sophistication because there's a lot towards attention to detail,
Mhm.
the improvements on the margin. So that requires cool novel algorithms, but also how you A/B test and evaluate changes, and just marrying that with the product experience on the site. That's really fun and challenging right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Some exciting problems to solve there.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's pretty much everything for today. Really appreciate you spending your time talking with me about this.
Of course, always.
Goodbye.